Yeah, you were mostly
Because, you
dealing
know,
with Argus.
Argus is the unsung hero of this enchilada, so
True.
I was
That
like,
is true.
you know, let's get in here.
That is
What's
true.
going on in this frame?
Shout out to Argus.
So I hope you enjoy it, and there's links there to the tech pages for Nautilus Live. You just swipe up on the on a couple of the pages, you can see the links.
Awesome. And it's not in frame right now, but we have been seeing some biology in this dive. So we have seen corals and sponges and squat lobsters and sea cucumbers swimming off the seafloor. I'm not sure in relation to the abundance that was expected, how much we're seeing, but we're definitely seeing some. And we don't know what we're going to come across on these other peaks. So maybe we'll see some denser communities. Maybe we'll see some different organisms. Stay tuned to the live feed and you can see it along with us.
Yeah, this is the peak we're on right now is definitely one of the shortest. So we have a lot of elevation to climb, see what's up there.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, Steve was saying when we first came into the van for a watch changeover, he was saying he expected there to be, you know, more life on the higher peaks. And we did start this dive around midnight our time, which is Hawaiian Standard Time. And we're expected to be diving for about 24 hours. So lots of dive left for you to join in with. And I will say that the view in the quad of that sunrise is really beautiful right now, if you want to check it out. Kylie, we've got someone writing in that says your last name means parsnip. Is that true?
I don't think so.
He said it's Yiddish for parsnip.
Oh, well, that might be true. But I don't speak Yiddish.
There you go.
But thank you. I think my first name means boomerang, or it's my sister's. I can't remember. One of us means boomerang. One of us means duck. I don't know.
Boomerang parsnip. Our favorite ROV pilot.
You gotta be careful. Nicknames stick, you know, easily. A bad nickname can. Anyway.
I think that's a good nickname, and I'm gonna make it stick because we got plenty of this cruise left to make it happen. We got Dragon's Back Seamount to stick.
Oh, parsnip.
I mean, it's sticking with us, like
at the very least.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. What do you gotta say with? You gotta say it with a Boston accent, like a Fall River accent.
Parsnip.
You got parsnip. Okay.
Boomerang parsnip.
There's too much Massachusetts in this van.
It's so good.
Chris, I think we're gonna change plan.
Roger that.
And hop over this saddle over to the next smaller peak.
All right, I can do that.
So let's go, so you can see the peak ahead of us. Let's just go one contour down. So not quite all the way to the waypoint. We'll.
So if you can see my cursor right in.
Yeah, so come closer to where we are now. We're just gonna kind of leapfrog a bit. Yeah.
Good.
Keep going, closer to us. Closer. See the yep.
This one?
Yep, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hit one contour down from that.
Okay.
Towards us, yeah. Let's go there. Perfect.
Got it. I can do that. Alrighty. Are you guys good with 0.5 knots? Just hop us over there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Can we get a quick zoom before we zip
Yep.
off?
Go ahead, video.
But feel free to go ahead and ask for the ship move.
I didn't even see those there.
Looks like
Full
some
zoom.
more black coral.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Bridge nav.
Okay.
Request we track a line bearing 300 at 0.5 knots. Thank you.
Hey, hi.
All right, Kylie, let's spin around again.
Sounds
We're gonna
good.
do 0.5.
Bless you. Bless you. Okay, you only get 2.
About
Is it 315? Sorry, the heading. I can't find
Yeah,
it.
about that. What is it, Chris?
Oh, one. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, I see.
So we're coming up a bit off bottom here, but we are still just getting really started with this dive. We just got to the peak of the first little hump of this Dragon's Back seamount, and we're heading to the next peak area of this seamount. So it is going to look like blue water for a little bit, but I assure you, we are still diving.
Not too long.
Not too long this time?
Just a few minutes.
Okay. And, yeah, thank you again to everybody that's joining us. Got people from all over the place. Just want to say a special Happy Canada Day to our friends in Canada who are watching.
And our
Come down a bit on our.
And our,
Yep.
and our
Pretty high.
pilots.
I wanted to wait until you got out in front of me, but I'm with you. Michael is Canadian,
Yes.
so
yes.
we're honoring him today.
That's right.
Just him.
Mike Hannaford Day.
There's a hat down in the mess I should have brought.
Yeah,
up.
you didn't put it on.
No.
Breakfast hat.
Yeah.
You have
I
to
like-
share it with Trevor, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
only one.
There can only be
Co-Canadians.
one true Canadian.
2 years ago, I was on Prince Edward Island for Canada Day, and they had the lumberjack games, and that was the most spectacular thing I've ever seen. I felt very Canadian for that day.
Is that like when they're climbing stuff with the hatchets and like running on the logs in the water and stuff?
Yeah, they were doing, so the part I saw was all of their chainsaw events.
Cool.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. They had some big chainsaws.
What does Canada Day mean to you, Michael?
It's usually a holiday.
I think it's always a holiday.
Every leap year they
Well,
get rid of
sometimes
it.
it goes on a Saturday. Or something.
Oh, meaning you
Not
usually
much.
get a day off.
I'm at work for it every year, I'm sure, right? I mean, I'm from Newfoundland, so we're, you know, less interested in Canada than the rest of them for sure. And we just hope that it's sunny.
Right.
Are there any special foods that get eaten on Canada Day?
Just barbecue and low quality beer, I think.
So very similar to 4th of July fare.
Yeah, same thing, exactly. It is the same thing.
I was very much surprised when I thought, like, for some reason it was going to be different, but then I realized, oh wait, no. Both countries were still just as excited for Canada Day and 4th of July.
Firework displays.
There were a lot of fireworks, at least when I was there.
I was saying this, I think, to Allison the other day, but on a recent John Oliver show, they showed a clip of some big city's fireworks display malfunctioning and every one of them going off at the same time.
Yep.
And it is amazing.
I think I've seen that video. I think it was San Diego.
It's something to see.
Yeah. I actually do a science of fireworks show at at my job. I just was telling Megan last night, I was calculating it. I've done 1,000 science of fireworks shows over my 5 years at the museum, which means
Wow.
I've exploded over 3,000 hydrogen balloons.
Wow.
So basically I talk about combustion using the framework of like the anatomy of a firework and talking about lifting charge, bursting charge, and metal salts giving the colors. But I think about fireworks a lot.
That's very cool.
Do you have a favorite metal salt?
Yes,
You got
copper
the cathode
nitrate.
thing written down in the defects list? All right.
I had to check, but I believe it was there from last watch.
I like those fireworks that whistle.
Oh yeah, we have a demo that we do with that. We have a big water jug like that you would use in a water cooler, and at the top we have a little whistle rig filled in it, and we spray alcohol into the bottle, and then we light it on fire, and so the fire leaving the bottle causes the whistle to go off,
Nice.
which is a lot of the times how the whistles are happening on the fireworks.
Don't try this at home.
Yes, do
yeah,
not
I
try
was
this
gonna
at
say
home.
that sounds.
That's one of my 3 messages at the end. But yeah, my favorite metal salt is copper nitrate because it gives you the really bright green fireworks.
Yeah, the whole don't try this at home, you know, you always see it on like Mythbusters and Science Channel and stuff like that. As a kid, my solution was just go to my friend's house.
Don't try
I'm
this
not
at
at
your
home.
home.
Yeah.
You should just say, "Don't try this."
Just
don't.
Yes, I have a lot of the safety equipment at my disposal when I'm doing these these things. Lots of fire extinguishers, fire blankets, all that jazz. And these cruises actually are the longest I ever go without doing fireworks shows in the last 5 years, which is funny.
Do we have supplies you need on the ship?
No.
Nothing
No
that starts
thanks.
with fire on a ship, please.
I will not. I will not.
I was just wondering, since the 4th of July and Canada Day, you know.
And we'll be crossing the equator.
Is that today?
No.
No, that's 4th of July, right?
Watch out.
Oh, okay.
Is it on the 4th of July?
I think so. It was on the...
It'll likely be on the 5th.
Oh, it'll be on the 5th.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us who will be crossing the equator for the first time.
Well, everybody on the. Oh. I was like,
No, some of us are jumping off beforehand.
Let me finish my thoughts, Kylie.
sorry. I was waiting for an opportunity.
Zip it, parsnip.
Parsnip it.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
That's what we can call it if you ever are using the coral cutters. Parsnip it.
Oh, hey. I'm tired. I feel silly.
Me too, but I'm going to say as your bunkmate that you're pretty silly all the time, and it's great.
Okay, good point, good point, good point.
And clearly one of my coworkers is watching because I should have referred to our alcohol in that bottle as top secret jet fuel is what we usually call it during our shows. I'm giving too much away. And also good morning to my parents who just logged on. Hello.
Can you see where people are viewing from?
I get a general idea.
Like the countries? We got a
Could we
bunch?
get a zoom on that fish
One
or
dead ahead.
shrimp, fish or shrimp ahead? Yeah.
Yep, go ahead, video.
Our favorite game, fish or shrimp? Let's
Shrimp.
say shrimp.
There it is.
Sideways, upside down shrimp. All right, thank you.
So again, for our viewers who are just joining us this morning, just logging on, hello, thank you for joining us. We are exploring south of Palmyra Atoll here in the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. This is our third dive of this expedition. First one was off of Kingman Reef. The second one was also off of Palmyra Atoll, and this one is a different location, but still off of Palmyra Atoll. And we're happy to have you here. From wherever you are, thank you for joining us this morning.
Pulling me.
Yeah, coming back.
Interesting little divots in front of us. They show up extra well in Argus view.
Oh yeah.
What is it, fishing line? What did you say?
Divots.
Oh, I was like, what?
Nope, no
Hazard?
fishing line. Calm down. We're good.
Good to stay alert.
Does not appear to be a good fishing area.
No.
No.
Fair enough. That's what I was thinking too, but I was like, well, hey.
You never know.
Exactly. I don't want nothing in my thrusters. Except water.
Ideally.
I don't know if we've discussed this at all, but we keep referencing Palmyra Atoll. What makes it an atoll? Is it the fact that there's a tidal kind of pool in it, and it, what makes it versus an
Yes,
island?
I believe so. But
What's the
Can
difference
someone in the
between
back
a-
help us out with that one
And is-
specifically?
Yeah, I think it has to be formed from coral.
in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's formed from coral, and it typically has a kind of a ring shape to it,
Yeah.
or it's completely enclosed. But yeah, it has kind of water in the center, and then a ring of coral.
Is oh gosh, is an isthmus similar? Gosh, that's hard to say.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
I can't even say it, so let me Google it just to make sure.
This is a very dark
Isthmus.
cucumber.
Yeah, it seems darker than any of the ones we've seen
I'm
before.
all the way open on the iris.
Oh wow.
Goth cucumber.
It could be the dark purple that we saw before because it's got the same basic protrusions. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So an isthmus is more elongated. It has to have water on either side of it. It's like a passage.
Okay, full wide.
Okay.
While an atoll is more ring-shaped or circular.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, so if you looked up a picture of Palmyra Atoll, like bird's eye view, you would see that ring shape that we're talking about. But thank you for bringing that up, Stephen. It's a good point. And
I think everybody should look up where Palmyra is on a map.
yeah, for sure.
'Cause it's like
Get
You
a
look it up on
perspective
Google
of
Earth,
wild.
too.
Like zoom way out, and you're like, oh, we're not near anything.
at all.
That's hence the remote in Pacific remote islands, you know.
Exactly. Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument.
I'm really on the nose name, and
Yeah. And some of those islands that make up this are not very close to each other either. They're remote from each other. But they're all, managed as this group by the U.S. Fisheries and Wildlife. And my coworker Brittany is actually writing in here and wondering about people's first jobs and maybe if they had an impact on what they do now. I know I can say that my very first job was a lifeguard for many, many years. So I've always been connected to water and swimming and all that. And also education. I worked as a lifeguard for swim classes. So that's sort of my connection. But if anybody else wants to chime in from the van, go ahead.
How do you define job?
Paid.
I was a cashier, but that's not exciting.
Job. I haven't had a job.
It's
in
okay if
years.
it's not exciting. I was lucky to have that lifeguard as my first and main job throughout high school.
I know an answer. I know my answer.
Go ahead.
I worked at Burger King and a skating rink,
Nice.
but I've had a lot of jobs.
What'd you do at the skating rink?
I worked in the snack shack, and I made cookies and pizzas and hot chocolate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yum. My first job was scooping ice cream.
So was my friend Brittany. My friend Brittany worked at a ice cream shop. She talks about it all the time. Mary Mead. Shout out to Mary Mead.
I worked at Brigham's Ice Cream in Hopkinton, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Nice.
Very nice.
Our Massachusetts friends
think I've
all
been there.
recognize that.
Brigham's
I
is
heard
probably
many
very New
oohs.
England.
Yeah.
It's not a southeastern Mass thing, but I've heard of it. It's like a name brand ice cream place.
Yeah.
Got it.
So my first job, only job before the Coast Guard was working on a fishing boat.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I worked on a fishing boat for 3 years. I wouldn't say it interested me in working on the water. I think it was working on the water that made me have my first job on the fishing boat.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got a comment coming in, Chris, that says, speaking of first jobs, ask Chris about the fish spines in his leg.
No, that's definitely, yep.
That was Kelsey.
So, yeah. I love that one. So while I was working on my fishing boat, we were getting a bunch of fish on board, and their cartilaginous spines that they have along their dorsal fin. A couple of them potentially broke off in the back of my leg.
Are they
And
still there?
They're with me forever.
Wow.
Potentially. Maybe they'll come out.
Can you
So
feel them
technically
still?
you're part
I'm
fish.
part fish, yes.
Well, you're in the right industry.
I think the term we're looking for is merman.
Yeah. I don't know why we're sending the
Aquaman.
ROVs down there. Let me hop in. Yeah, I also have that, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I have this little depression in my ear where when you're going through development, you like develop gills, but then they go away, and mine didn't completely go away. So
We are sitting in the presence of Aquaman.
it's actually, a lot of people have it.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And spines in their legs.
And okay, maybe not. There's a fish.
Yeah, can we zoom in on Chris's relative
What
over there?
did it speak to you, Chris?
Sorry, Kevin, you after the fish? Or
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
They are great. Keep them coming.
No,
Alright,
let's
zoom in there.
Yeah, it's shiny.
It's just floating along there.
Chris?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was you on the screen. Oh, I settled in a nice spot. Thank you, Chris.
So we've got about 50 meters to go until this contour that we were looking for.
Thank you.
Full zoom there.
It's a good one, Steve.
Do we want to slow down to go over this little bump or continue at our current pace?
It's just a little bump, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a little one,
It's
yeah.
up to them. I'm okay with the speed.
Are we at, what are we at, 0.3?
0.5?
Yeah, I think we can keep it. I think it's fine.
Okay.
think we're
Borrow
gonna-
bubble for gauges.
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you.
Some big tracks over here. Also, if you were watching along with the dives yesterday and saw the ripples on the sediment, I'm not really seeing much rippling on the sediment here. What do you think, Allison and Kevin?
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would mean that there's a slower flow
Sorry.
going over this area? Is that accurate?
Could be. It looks a little crustier
Yeah.
too. The sediment that we were seeing yesterday was more, I mean, it was pure white. You
Yeah.
didn't really see. This one looks like it would almost crunch if you stepped on it.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom in there.
Another really dark one.
Interesting spots on this side.
Nice spots or parasites?
It
Looks
looks
like
like
isopods.
parasites.
Oh, it's something.
Little.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like towards the right, maybe a polychaete.
What's the purpose of its appendages?
Okay, come wide.
Like on the top.
My initial guess would be sensory of some sort, whether it's, feeling the movement of the water or, but I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think, Jamie?
Yeah, I agree with sensory. Maybe it helps it detect incoming predators that would disturb the water a little bit. Maybe it gives it a feel for which way the current is going, in case that's a good way to orient while crawling across the bottom to get food particles. Maybe they even have some ability to detect chemical signatures in the water. I'm
That's
not
what I
sure.
was gonna ask, if the sea cucumbers have that ability, like the sensory stuff.
I think they do. I just don't know if it's related to those protrusions or elsewhere on the body.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a zoom on the next little round urchin-like critter we come across?
Urchin?
I think so.
Seems to be one that went off screen to the bottom.
I don't know if you want to go back or not, but
Yeah, I
just
can probably.
the next one that we come across.
I missed it.
There.
Oh,
Okay, zoom in there.
coming in.
Yeah, that's a nice little urchin. Thank you. Looks like it's got fairly long spines. Intermediate length, maybe.
Relative to body size.
Relative to body size, yes.
It's a little one.
I'm gonna try DVL again, see if it'll behave.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I
That's a
guess
good
it's
time.
not
Alright, thank you for
that
the zoom.
small,
All right,
but
full wide.
these are some shorter and thicker track marks too. What do we think that might be from?
I'm inclined to think sea cucumber.
Yeah.
Maybe they lifted off
Mm-hmm.
in between or something.
Yeah, it's funny. They're not as continuous as some of the other tracks we've been seeing.
Yeah. Maybe it was a fish foraging by
Drifting, like,
scraping
right away,
across the
isn't it?
bottom, but
Yeah, no.
I'm more inclined to think sea cucumber. I
Mhm.
don't know
Going
though.
for it. Switching back.
Yeah, just make sure that gets handed over. I thought it might have been the slope and all the rocks earlier.
These look like the sea cucumbers that lifted off
Yeah.
last time we zoomed in.
They have an
Whole little
interesting
patch of
posture.
them.
It's a whole party of them.
They're celebrating Canada Day.
Zoom in there.
Now I know that there's a type of sea cucumber that's sometimes referred to as a sea pig. Is this that one?
You know, when we first zoomed in on it, I thought it did look remarkably like a sea pig, but all the sea pigs I've ever seen have been actively marching across the seafloor,
With their-
picking up sediment.
That's
These ones
true.
are like resting, so maybe.
Until we come around. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, I don't know. I don't know what their story
Nice.
is.
Theme of the evening.
Pretty cool.
Seems like it's trying so hard, but not going very far.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks like he's landing. Maybe. Now, is at the head there, that light pink, is that, like, does it have a brain, or is it just like a cluster of nerves?
I would say cluster of nerves, but I'm not sure what that pink structure is, because it sure does look like a brain in there. That might be
Kinda
beginning
zoom
of
in
his
on 'em.
digestive system.
Yeah, that could be the pharynx, the beginning of the digestive tract. That matches with where it should be.
Oh,
Oh, hello, anemone. Nice to see you.
Oh, this landing.
Just gave up.
Nice. Nap time.
Safe.
Okay, full wide.
Could be the stomach. Stomach's pretty high up, actually, in sea cucumbers.
Could watch them swim all day.
Yeah. Mesmerizing.
so have we reached the peak of the other one? The other seamount? Or the other peak of this seamount?
We'll change up here.
Yeah, you see the
Little
sediment in
rise
the
here.
Argus?
No, we haven't even approached the second seamount.
Oh, okay.
Just coming onto it now.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now we're seeing some rippling and a fish to the right.
It's just a little step here, is it?
Yeah, it's just a small rise in between the two seamounts. What is that?
Is that a coal?
Yeah,
Bottom
Oh,
line?
yeah.
knocked over.
Yeah, it looks like
Old
it's dead.
coral.
It's a cool flow.
Yeah, it's beautiful flow.
Cool shots on both the vehicles.
Yeah, check out Argus view right now. You can see view from above Hercules. See this large feature that we're coming upon right now. At the base of the the
Could
base
we
of this
zoom
peak,
on
you're
that
saying?
red in the middle of the screen?
So right now
Go
we're on
ahead.
like a rift in between
Just
the
quickly.
two seamounts.
Gotcha.
We're still moving pretty fast here.
Okay, no worries. Looks like black coral. We're good. Thank you very much.
All right.
Some more fallen stalks.
This does look really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we said it was little.
Yeah, we're supposed to. Well, I mean, obviously the contours are general, but we're supposedly at the top. If you guys need me to bring ship speed down to
We're
get
all
over
right,
it,
I think. We're
All
coming.
right.
It's easing off here now.
I would like a sample, but everything looks pretty
Yeah.
very
it's gonna
well
be-
welded.
that's gonna
Yeah.
be-
Let's take the whole thing.
Just find those fireworks hidden on board. Are the lasers off?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sponge over here.
Two of them. And a few of them up the ridge.
Zoom in.
I feel like we're really on the dragon's back now.
Mm.
Dragon's Back Seamount.
Nice.
So intricate looking. Looks like lace.
Okay, full wide.
I'm changing my heading back to 311.
Roger.
Quite a few broken stalks of sponges.
Yeah, we found a couple of those laying on the floor at the base of this ridge.
There's some biology up here on the rock in Argus view.
Yeah, it looks like the top of the ridge had a lot of stuff on it.
It's a cool shot.
Could we get a zoom on that coral branching structure?
Yeah. Second. Okay, go ahead, video.
And a reminder that these things that we're looking at here, these sponges are in fact invertebrate animals, colonial animals. A lot of the animals down in the deep sea do kind of have body plans that look like plants, but they are animals.
Okay. Full wide. Sorry. Still clipping along pretty fast here.
Yep. Thank you.
And Kevin, do we have any idea how old these this area is from prior stuff?
Yeah, it's a Cretaceous aged, mostly probably around 70 million years, plus or minus 5.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem.
Very cool.
This rock saw the end of the dinosaurs.
Yes,
Indeed.
indeed. And now we're seeing this rock. And for those wondering about the sea cucumbers that we're seeing, their body plans and the way that they move definitely does look similar to nudibranchs, or what we could also call sea slugs, but they are in different groups. Sea cucumbers are more closely related to sea stars in the group echinoderms, and nudibranchs are in the group mollusk, which is related to, you know, land slugs, land snails, sea snails, cephalopods like squids, octopuses,
Are any of these
and
loose? Some of these look kind of
cuttlefish.
loose.
Yeah, we can sniff around. Just stop the ship there.
Bridge nav. Request hold position. Take us a second to settle out here.
Take your time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing ahead for a minute, Kevin. It was,
Okay.
Argus is gonna come over us, but maybe we can stuff them behind the lasers now in there.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good area.
Might have to go beyond that though. Yeah, I think so.
It looks like a good amount of same topography for a little while, so.
Yeah. Kind of leaving it all now though, aren't we? Well, we can get something over here.
Yeah.
Can you just, if you turn Argus heading, can you still
Of course.
get a good view of me over here?
I can take like a 10-step back, settle everything out if that works for you.
Yeah, I can, this stuff in front of me here, Kevin, if I can reach over there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Look okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if we can do this.
There's a fish.
Yeah, I'm
in the
gonna
upper right.
come back for a second. We're still creeping forward.
Sure.
Bridge, Nav. Request 10-meter step bearing 150. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty far out. Might have to walk back here.
Oh, that's the tether.
There's lots of stuff right here.
Alrighty. Thrusters are coming back around.
So this all looks like one big homogeneous flow, so really any sample
Yeah.
that we can safely land on. would
Okay,
work.
just waiting for Argus to settle out here. Come down a few meters, Kylie.
Sure.
It's really far away.
Bridge, Nav. Request 10-meter step bearing 130.
I might have better luck seeing you if I turn to the other direction. Like almost like to like 210, you know, like 195. I don't know. I don't know. I can pay out
It's
a little
really
more.
annoying not having that down camera, isn't it?
I know. Whatever you want me
No,
to do.
stay where you are. We're end to end now, so that's the most scope.
Okay. And change the heading to 270 and give you what you need. Wherever you end up facing, just let me know. I can reciprocate it. Or I can just turn off auto heading.
Yeah, just turn it off for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back closer to you.
You want me to come down?
Let's stay where you are.
Okay.
And a note about the sea cucumbers that we've been seeing, they do not have eyes, though some sea cucumbers that live, or I believe that live closer to in the shallower depths, do have light sensitivity, but I'm not entirely sure whether that means they have eye spots or some other sort of sensory input there. Again, we're sort of settling out to try and possibly collect some rock samples off of the top of this peak on what we're calling Dragon's Back Seamount, south of Palmyra Atoll.
We're just about studied up.
Any of this stuff look loose?
Probably not.
Oh.
Although there's some nice looking rocks.
If only.
Well, maybe some of these. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I gotta imagine something on the right is loose.
In here?
Yeah.
Jesus. We're just gonna have to get out in front of Argus again, and we'll move around. We're not in a good position here at all.
Okay.
Not having a down camera is causing problems sometimes.
So we got started this dive around midnight our time, so we've been going for a little while now, but we still have a lot of this dive left. So should be able to tune in for the rest of this day and sort of catch us making our way up this seamount, again, that we're calling Dragon's Back Seamount, because it sort of has little peaks that go up gradually, and that's the line that we're following here. We are south of Palmyra Atoll in the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. And another reminder that you can send in your questions about the expedition season, the EV Nautilus, the Corps of Exploration, life at sea, etc. You can send in those questions below the video feed.
Anything here, Kevin, or you want to go back where we were?
Yeah, we can go in here. I think if there's loose stuff.
All right, drop down a bit there, Carly.
Coming down. Do you want me to turn auto heading back on or keep it off?
Yeah, turn it on there.
Okay.
Right to the left, it seems like it might be looser.
Yeah. Yeah, you can adjust your heading if you want.
Sure. 312, same as ship?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Stay right where you are.
Okay, no problem.
Right by the laser? Yeah.
Staying at 290. I'm gonna come up a little bit.
Come up a few meters. Zoom in there a bit, video. Okay, wide. That one right in front, Kevin, okay?
Yeah. I think that's a good choice.
Show me the arm in the bubble camera.
Got it.
Can we get a tight zoom before picking it up? Okay, that's good, thanks.
Okay, wide, please. That's huge.
Oh,
Oh.
not anymore.
Yeah, I don't want this piece. Sorry, this one's falling apart way too easily.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's probably just a piece of the crust.
What about this guy under my wrist here? Too
Maybe
small?
That one popped
Yeah.
off it, did it? Oh no, then I actually try it. Let's see.
You want to have a look?
Yeah. Beautiful rock. I'll name it Steve.
Okay, full wide. That'll go in a small compartment easily.
Okay. We could put that in B would be good. The second from forward.
Again, if you're checking out quad view, you can see another view from ROV Hercules.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'm pushing the tool tray out. That's the wrong one. Sample tray out.
Beautiful.
Excellent work. Thank you,
Yeah.
Connolly.
Very good.
Nav, can you drop a target here? On
Yes,
sample
I can.
040.
Did you seize? And a reminder that our main camera view is from ROV Hercules. Our secondary camera view is from ROV
Guard us up
Argus.
a little bit there.
And then we also have the quad view, which has those together along with the third screen that our video engineer has been putting up different views throughout the dive, whether it's the
Come
sample
up on
tray
Argus.
Okay.
or Chris's navigation screen or other things like that.
So I think we can just continue at what, 0.5 knots until we get to the base of the seamount.
Roger that. Bridge nav. Request we track a line bearing 300 at 0.5 knots.
So that
Thank
turned out
you.
to be more than just a small little mound we thought we'd see on the way.
Yeah, it's really cool.